Okay, you're live.
Oh, sorry. I was coughing. Hey, everybody. Happy Saturday. Sorry for the live starting with me coughing. I didn't know I was live yet. I just did a bong hit. We went to Oasis and got some pretty good weed. I forget what it's called. It's called like tangerine something. Tangy flower or something. But very good. I like citrusy weed. So like if it's usually has like some sort of orange or like it's tangerine or like in it, then I like them. But anywho, today is day 3 of no alcohol. Day 1 of no sugar. So I slipped up on the sugar for 2 days, but day 3 of no alcohol. So I've been insanely grumpy. Me and Richard have been getting in a lot of arguments. But I'm getting through. It's I feel good today in the sense of like I feel strong, but I don't necessarily feel good in the sense of like I'm very grumpy and irritable. But I do feel really solid with like not drinking. I don't know what's gonna happen next Manhattan trip, but definitely here in Vegas. So, some crazy things occurred, and I go like, oh, why did I drink? But then I don't know, there's something that I also go like, while I'm there, it gets me through, because it's scary at times being in a big city by yourself, I mean, it's not scary, like, I'm not scared of New York City, because I know it really well. I would actually be more scared in Vegas if I was myself, but sometimes when you're by yourself, it's like, I don't know, it's weird, because you're like times when I can't get a hold of Rich, like on the phone or something, you realize I'm here by myself. You feel all alone. But I do like going too, because I am a bit of a loner. So there is this coolness about it, like of getting that time to myself. But then at 2 weeks, I'm like, that's plenty. And I really miss Casper. So we've been spending a lot of time. Casper's my bunny, for those of you that don't know. So I watched the Mets game today. That was terrible. Horrible. Supposedly the Pirates are like the lowest scoring team right now in the league. And they scored like the most on the Mets the last 2 games. And fabulous. Good thing we didn't bet. We've only bet twice since I've been home. So I only bet like $10 total. And I don't really like betting anymore. I just like watching the games. I'm like so into the Mets. I've become like the biggest Mets fanatic. Oh gosh. I mean, my family were always Mets fanatics, but I was young. So I understood like the basic principles of baseball. And of course I had to play it as a kid. I wasn't very good at it, but I did not understand all the intricate details, and so it's very interesting. I mean, sometimes even the, announcers are surprised by something like, wow, I didn't even know that rule. And it's weird, you don't realize there's all these extra rules that come out every once in a while. So it's a very interesting game. I really like it, actually. People always said baseball is boring. I'm like, if you think that, you haven't watched enough baseball then, because it's really not boring at all. And when you are really into a team, oh my gosh. Or if you bet, oh my gosh. I can't even describe, like when you're waiting for a strikeout or something. Come on, one more. Or you're looking for a home run or something. I mean, just the pure joy that you feel is insane. So, but not in the last 2 days. Nah, I try not to get upset with the team, because you're going to win some, you're going to lose some. But I feel bad for them when they lose, because it just sucks, walk off with their heads down. And Carlos Mendoza, the manager, he got kicked out today because he was getting pissed at the ump's calls, and we didn't think he was being fair. And he wasn't. He was like, calling it and a strike for one team, and and a strike for us, and a ball for the other team in the same spot. So, anyways, I'm really happy to be home. I feel pretty proud of myself. There were some crazy things that occurred during my trip. I'll probably get into that at some point. But not too bad. Nothing too crazy. But my drinking doesn't help with like just weird little things that go on. But what was cool is I only drank for 2 days when I got back. And I kind of told myself like I need like a day or two. So I was thinking in my mind, and it was exactly 2 days. And then now I haven't drank for 3 days. So, because I got back Monday night, so that didn't really count. I was already drinking. But so then I drank Tuesday and Wednesday, and then I stopped drinking Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. So I've been feeling really good, and I'm already starting to feel like I look better, because what was happening is like my skin was getting really bad, and my face was getting bloated, and I was just feeling really like old when I didn't want to take photos. So in 3 days I'm already feeling better. So I definitely don't want to go back down that road again, not for a while, and maybe not ever. It's really what's wrong with you? You can't find the remote? Oh, this isn't a remote.
We're just way out of the. Go ahead.
Oh, anyways, but anywho, so we, the ladies went dancing last night. I don't know if you guys saw it. They looked so cute. I was actually really proud of them. They look really, really cute. And I think Annette has actually been doing really good lately. It was just like socializing more and stuff. And she's just been really, I don't know. I think like not too long, who knows what she'll be capable of. So it's pretty cool to see her progress. And then Gloria is just, she's been meeting all these people out there. She's got all her little friends, and they had a great little band there and everything. So that was fun. And we're missing our remote here. But anyways, Gloria loves that TV. I don't know if you guys remember, we got her the Roku TV. That actually, if you're looking for a great TV, if you want it, like, can you put the light back? Okay. If you want a great TV where you don't have to like worry about getting like another kind of thing I don't know if all the TVs that way now with the smart TVs, but what I like about the Roku TV is you have like the Roku already built in, you know what I mean? So it actually is much quicker than if you had a TV and then got a Roku. We used to have an Apple TV, but Apple TVs are actually kind of a pain in the neck to use. I can never figure out how to use the thing, because the remote's like just one button, and then you push the wrong thing and you start over. You're like, gosh darn it. It's such a pain in the neck. But the Roku is pretty easy. But yeah, anywho, so we have been resting a lot because we're getting back on the carnivore diet and getting off alcohol. And so if anyone is struggling with getting off alcohol, I'm telling you, like, if you can do 3 days, like, you got it. Because, like, day 3, you feel really good. Like, day 1, you feel terrible, of course, and you want to drink. But day 2, you're craving it, but you're already starting to feel better, so you're like, and definitely by, like, the end of day 2. But then, like, day 3, you wake up and you finally are like, oh, I'm feeling good again. So that's at least in my experience. But I've heard that that's, like, the magic thing, 3 days. So I actually feel really secure about it now. And I actually went shopping today. We actually got a lot of stuff today for the ladies. Like, and I think we, did pretty good. We didn't spend about like $150 or something. But we got a ton of stuff. So they've been really enjoying steaks every day. And that's been eating much healthier. And that's really good for her. She's by her choice. Like, we say, do you want these things? Like, when we go, she's like getting popcorn. She doesn't want that anymore. She's like getting trail mix. She doesn't want that anymore. Like the pastries and things, she doesn't ever choose that. She'll choose like maybe some bread, but she won't ever choose like like the cupcakes and things like that anymore. Just by her choice, because we'll say, whatever you want to get. And she's been really enjoying the steak, so that's cool. And me and Rich have been back on our beef burgers. And he's been having some steak, and then sometimes some kibasi, and even sometimes those little Nathans. But other than that, we're getting back on track. So we were off track because of the whole New York trip, and then I wanted to eat sugar, and then Richard decided to have it with me, and so that really messes you up, actually. You don't realize if you eat it often, you don't realize. You think, oh, it's not a big deal. But when you, don't, and then you do, it's really drastic, and you can really feel the difference. That sugar is very strong, and it is a drug. And we can really see the caffeine as a drug with Annette when she has, the Red Bull, and she can't sleep for, 2 days. And it's, zinging. And now she's been a little bit depressed since the Red Bull. And, I got a little depressed here. That's why I haven't been blogging that much, because actually the alcohol really can make you depressed, big time. And then coming off of it, you get depressed even when you're on alcohol, you know, and then coming off of it, you can get even more depressed. So I've been sleeping a lot, but also it's good to rest when you're, you know, trying to fight addiction. So I'm feeling very proud of myself. A little bummed that I think I messed up some things while I was in New York that I don't know what will be fixable. Like when I was drunk, like making stupid decisions. So I'm a little bit worried about that right now. Hopefully, like things won't be ruined forever. Like I feel like it's not fair. Like if some things, because it's like I didn't mean for this to happen, you know, on a couple of things. So I'm definitely feeling some regret right now. But I mean, I've made the best decision I can do, not drink anymore. You know what I mean? So I can't really go backwards. But hopefully things will all, you know, work out for any of the things that seem disastrous right now. Luckily, I didn't get injured in any way. That's good. As opposed to last time. And good news, I found out that my scars are probably going to heal more too. I thought about getting like a tattoo to cover them. Excuse me. I don't really like tattoos. I have one tattoo, but I didn't really want it, and I don't really want more. Mine was after my mom and brother died, my sister wanted to get matching tattoos, and I agreed to it, but I didn't really like the idea of tattoos. And then, so I didn't really want to get more, but I was like, if these scars, because they're so ugly now. But I went and talked to a tattoo artist in Manhattan, and they said, actually, if that was just in March, it'll probably heal a lot more. Just put Neosporin and sunblock. I was like, I've been putting the Neosporin, didn't think about sunblock. So I need to start doing that. I haven't been doing that the last couple of days because I've been too tired. But I was putting the Neosporin up until a couple of days ago. I haven't tried the sunblock yet. But we did lay out the other day, and I didn't put sunblock. Oops. That's nice in Vegas to get to like lay out, because one thing about New York is even though it's sunny a lot there, I mean not a lot, it rains a lot there too, but there are a lot of sunny days. But when you're in the city, often you're not getting a whole lot of sunlight because of the other buildings and things. And when you're walking around, you know, like they'll talk about, you know, you have the sunny side of the street and the other in the shadow, because there's just a lot of times not a lot of sunlight coming in. And so people are rarely tan in New York City unless they're going to tanning beds. And so it's kind of nice in Vegas to get that vitamin D, vitamin C, whatever you get from the sun. Sorry, I got a cough. I hadn't smoked weed in like 2 weeks. So it's like when I do it now, like coughing for a second, which I've heard is not a bad thing. People say that it's not a good thing, but I don't know, I've heard that it just kind of means you're kind of getting it all in there, like, I don't know, healing you, but who knows. But yeah, I'm a little bit bummed because Rich is pretty upset with me with some of the things that I did that like maybe into the channel, you know, I made some bad choices, some stupid things I uploaded and things, and I'm embarrassed, and I'm hoping I didn't, you know, mess things up too much. So I feel very ashamed about that. So that's been tough the last couple of days, but I keep hoping that, you know, things will turn around and that I didn't mess up things forever. But I have a tendency when I'm drunk to make some really bad decisions, and like later people will be like, well, why'd you do that? And I'm like, I don't know, like, because I don't really have, like, sober I don't have an answer. It's so illogical, but when you're drunk you're like, oh, that's a great idea, when it actually is the most illogical thing to do. And so it's difficult for me because like the only answer is I was drunk. Like this is like, because it's like it's not me. I turn into a very different person when I drink. That's why I should never drink. And I definitely will not in Vegas, but it's just, I don't know why I've got this bad habit of drinking in New York, and I really don't want to do that next trip. So, because it's just, I don't know, there's always something that goes wrong when I drink. Like nothing, it's never like, oh, things went so beautifully when you drink. It's always like, ooh, that could have gone better, you know. And but Everything's going really well at the house. I've gotten it all kind of back to normal. I need to clean a little bit more, but I've done like a million loads of laundry. Casper's area is all much better now. He was so bad when I first got home because I don't know if you guys know this, like bunnies are actually very clean animals. Richard thinks I'm crazy, but no, they are. Like, they like things just so. He is like really tidy, and so he gets so mad. Like, he even gets mad at me. Like, I change out these little mats, and if it's been like too many days, he'll start pulling it out himself. He's like, excuse me. But anyways, I really miss my bunny when I'm in New York, and I miss my family. I do. I really miss Rich. I call him like incessantly. Sometimes he's like, I can't even sleep because all the time you're in New York is all you do is call me. And it's different time zone, by 3 hours. So I forget, and so I'm calling him, early in the morning. I'm calling him late at night. I'm calling him, all throughout the day. I'm like, yeah, that's so true. Because I don't sleep much when I'm in New York. It's, the city never sleeps. But really, I don't know what it is. Like, I sleep all the time here. And in New York, I'm like, and I don't do any sort of drug. It's just, I think it's the alcohol, honestly. Alcohol is very euphoric to me. But then eventually I crash. But then I'll wake up and be singing again. It's really weird. I don't know. Alcohol is definitely I guess would be what they would call your drug of choice, where it's like the thing that I have the most trouble with when it comes to addiction. Like, I don't know why. Like, Richard doesn't really care about alcohol. Me, I'm like, it's hard. But I feel very strong being day 3, and that's weird to say because I drank for about 2 weeks pretty heavily in the sense of like every day, quite a few apple ciders, which is a lot for me since I never drink, and for 2 weeks, and then yes, it was about 2 weeks total because I was in New York for 12 days and then came home for 2 days and drank. So yeah, it was like literally like 2 weeks total. And 3 days off of it, I felt pretty good. So not the end of the world, but it is hard the first day or two. I mean, because it's weird how quickly you do get addicted to things. They say it takes like 30 days to get like really addicted. So I only did 2 weeks. So that was good. I probably would have been even harder if I kept continuing. But I'm feeling pretty proud of myself. But it sucks because there's a lot of negative things that occurred while I was drinking in Manhattan, mainly with the channel, and also with my phone is like haywire. I don't think that's fully my fault though, but probably was not wise. Some of the decisions I made that probably made it worse of like messing with it. I hope that like, that those things can be mended. Otherwise it really sucks because I'm already like beating myself up. But I am proud of myself for going 3 days because it is hard, especially when you're worried that you messed up stuff. Then you almost want to continue in an addiction. You're like, oh, because you don't want to face reality. So it's hard to like wake up and smell the flowers. Probably wrong analogy, but that's all right. But I am feeling positive about everything, and I know it's difficult to feel positive when things are really bleak. Like Richard's feeling really bleak right now about everything, and I've been pretty mean about some things. Like I've been pretty mean during this time of me getting off of my alcohol and sugar. Like I just am mean because I'm like irritable, so I say really mean things, and then I'm like, sorry, I'm just withdrawing basically. I don't mean the things, but it's like, well, you said some pretty mean things. And it's like, I know, like I do that because I don't know, like I'm angry because I really just want to go drink or I want some sugar or whatever. So you're just like an angry bear. And then later I'm like, all right, I'm not really, like I don't mean those things, but it's like crazy that you do that. So each day it's gotten better. But like day 1, I was like, just stay with me, what I mean? Just leave me alone. And the more like Richard was kind of like watching me too, I was like getting more irritated because like I wasn't gonna drink, but it was like don't like babysit me kind of thing, you know what I mean? Like it irritates me, but then I want him to at the same token too, because you know you need someone to keep an eye on you in the beginning, like, especially the first day. But like knowing someone's like watching you is like irritating too. It's like this weird thing. So then we get in fights about that. I'm just like, leave me alone, you know, because we'll be like, what are you doing? You know, leave me alone. And but then by today, it wasn't a thing of like, you know, like I went to the store and everything. Like he fully trusted me. It was more just I was still kind of like irritable today, like snappy, really snappy about everything. But I can tell each day has been like so much better. Sorry, my lips started to chap right now. And chapter. Each day has been so much better than the day before. And so honestly, if I could give any like positive you know advice or like, you know, help if you're struggling, like the first day is torture, but if you can just like sit through, like, well, you know what I did too in New York, this only worked for one day, but I was sober one day during that like 2 weeks stint in New York. But what I did is I didn't leave my room like the entire day. Like I didn't even, like, I drank water from the tap, from the sink, you know, and I had, I think Richard sent me maybe some STK or something like that day. Oh, there's my little buddy. Hi, Casper. And I didn't leave the room. But then the next day in New York, I already messed up. I was like, as soon as I left the room, I was like, oh. But in Vegas, it's not nearly as hard, at least for me. Maybe if you like work at a bar, that'd be difficult. But for me, in New York, you walk out of your hotel and it's like bar. I mean, there's bars in your hotel, and I don't even go to bars, but just the alcohol. You get what I'm saying? It's like alcohol, and then there's liquor store, and then all of the grocery stores, when you walk in, they're always promoting alcohol when you first walk in. And especially the ciders, they kept having the ciders on sale and all this stuff. Oh, I was like, oh, get out of here with this. And I have this obsession with these stupid hard ciders. So there, you're much more inundated with it, and also with the food. You know, if you're trying to eat beef, and then it's like, oh, a pizza place or a wonderful other kind of any sort of food you could imagine in the whole world right there. And in New York, the thing is, you also kind of like want to experience these things, because otherwise you're just stuck in your hotel room and you're like going to Whole Foods and buying beef. And like I've done that, but like when I had my grill, I go to the store, I buy my beef, and you know, encounter the people at the store, and you say hi, you buy your beef and water, but that's it. But when you are like going to, you know, the other places, you're like when you go to like a place where they have to make you something, it's a lot more of an experience there, you know. And so it's like it's hard to resist the food and alcohol in New York, because you also kind of like want to like interact with other people. And so it's much more difficult there. So that's what people don't really understand. Well, how come Joy can't change? It has nothing to do with my job, other than there's stress of being there on my own and knowing that I need to pay for my own hotels and pay for my own stay and also send money back home kind of thing. Oh, Casper's jumping. He's feeling better. We have him on a diet, so he's starting to hop more. So that's the stressful part. But it's not the like meeting of my clients that makes me need to drink. It's the stressfulness and then being inundated with, you know, the constant addiction of both things. The food and the alcohol are very, very tempting there. And for me, it's usually one or the other. So when I drink, I usually don't eat. It's like bad too, because I was literally like just living off of like hard cider calories, and I was very quickly like losing my body that I take pride in, you know, being fit. It was, I wasn't necessarily getting, you know, fat. It was more like just losing my shape, and that was bothering me because I like to take photos. So very quickly, you know, within 2 weeks, I'm like, I'm not happy with how this looks. And so I'm oh, Casper's like on his highlights. He's being so active. It's so cute. We have him on quite a diet now. He doesn't get nearly as much of anything anymore. He gets like a tiny bit of a carrot a day. He mainly gets lettuce. He hasn't been getting even the carrot tops because they don't have them anymore at the store. They've been chopping off the tops. And he just gets a little bit of his kibbles, and now he's like hopping. Yeah, I think he's looking better. But yeah, so you're just he's hopping all around. I'm so happy to see this. You're inundated with stuff in places like that. Maybe if you work in a bar, same thing. It was funny on Friday night. I worked, and then that was last night. Yeah, we had to go pick up the ladies from the club, and Richard's like sent me in there to go get them, and I'm like, oh great, you're sending me to a bar day two, but I was fine at that point. It was the end of the night, you know. We honestly, once you make it like the end of the night, day two, Casper's like running around jumping so much. I'm so happy right now. I haven't seen him jump this much in a long time. He's finally losing some weight, so that's good. We really cut down on his carrot intake. But thank you everybody who kept saying he was too fat. He really was. After he got neutered, he just, all he wanted to do was just sit around and eat, and we felt bad for him, so we just kept feeding him. We didn't realize how fat he got, because you don't realize when you see him every day, you don't really realize, you know. It happens with yourself or your partner sometimes too. You don't realize till you haven't seen someone in a while, you know, because when you see someone every day, you often don't notice the little changes in the weight. But anyways, I'm really happy to be like, honestly today, without the sugar too, it makes a huge difference. It also makes a huge difference in avoiding the alcohol, because they're very closely related. Because I also was getting very addicted to the sugar with the amount of alcohol I was consuming, like it was all sugary alcohol. Because I wasn't actually like eating sugary things in New York, but I was drinking tons of hard ciders a day. Not tons, but like, sometimes like 4 or 6, you know. And because they either sell them in a 4 or 6 pack. And
Polly says she's ashamed to admit it, but she did the same thing to her dog. She overfed them.
Yeah, like you don't even realize. And then and also he was just so sad after, because before he got neutered, he didn't even want to eat that much. So, and I had heard that you leave the food out for bunnies. So I just assumed he would eat what he wanted to eat and not overfeed himself. I didn't know that. I didn't know that you needed to monitor bunnies. And so, yeah, and then also when after he got neutered, I think, yeah, we were always feeling bad, so it was like, oh, here's a carrot, you know. Because before that, I don't think we fed him very many carrots. I remember that, and then it just kind of got out of control. Yeah. And then we kind of forgot, you know, that what were doing before, because it's very easily you can change your habit without realizing you have to be careful, you know. But it can also go the other way. As I'm saying, in 3 days, like I'm already feeling like I don't desire alcohol right now, and that's crazy because 3 days ago that's all I could think about, and within 3 days of just not having it, I feel better. You know what I mean? So whatever the thing is, sugar is almost harder because, you know, it's in everything.
What about it? Josh got his cat a treadmill, like one of those little wheelie ball things. Do you think that he could use a little exercise?
I know, like one of those where you put the mouse in. It had to be huge. You gotta get him a huge
Great
one.
idea, Josh.
A big ass one that you roll around.
Yeah, he needs a big one.
He's a fatty.
What do you call
Fatty
those
McFatty.
things? Bunny,
Exercise balls.
exercise.
Balls. You would think. He's so sweet. He was just saying, hi Casper. I'm gonna sneeze right now. His hair gets everywhere. I was petting him earlier, and his hair gets all up in my nose. And then he'd run around and his hair goes flying everywhere. He sheds a lot. Is that common for bunnies to shed so much? So we had to get another vacuum because that other one broke picking up his litter stuff. It just crapped out. But it still works. Oh, this is a crazy thing. I got 2 vacuums right now because I like one of them still works good for the attachment, the one that broke. The attachment still works good because the new one's attachment is terrible. So I was like, all right, I'll just use the one to vacuum the big things, and the other one to use the attachment was kind of a pain in the ass. I gotta bring both vacuums around. But anywho, you know, the weird things I do, so that's fine. But yeah, we had a good time shopping today. It was my first time going to the store in a long time because I don't even think I was going right before I left. Yeah, I don't even remember. I think Richard had started shopping before I left. So it feels like an eternity ago. It feels like a long time ago. Just like that Mets game felt like a long game. Jared, I saw your message. That was so true. That game, I couldn't even watch the end. I was like, let's go. We had to go get weed. I was like, I'm done. But I think it was like 9-2. I was like, I've seen enough. Seen enough. Seen enough of this. It was bad. Man, I knew Brazabon is just okay. Do we want to lose a game? Are we trying to lose? Is everyone bet against us? Bring in Brazabon. I mean, it's like I can see this coming like a million miles away. I already knew. I was like, oh, I was shaking my head because they literally said, "Let's." The other pitchers did such a good job holding the team back. Let's just hope Brazabon can do it. And I was like, oh no, I just can't. I have no faith. Unfortunately, I want to have faith in the guy, but he so badly ruins it. It was like walked like 4 years in a row or something like that, and then they bring in the next guy, who did just as horribly as bad. Oh golly, couldn't have got worse. Anyways, I'm really into the games now, but I haven't been tweeting much. I like to tweet about it because I gained all these Twitter fans when I was in New York because I would just sit there and watch the games. Once I figured out you could watch them on the regular TV, I tried to watch them on my MLB app. It wouldn't let me watch it there. And then, because Richard still just tried to log in on the TV, had one of them smart TV, wouldn't work. But then someone finally gave me the local channel. I was like, oh, much better. So then I was watching all the games. Because I do get bored in New York, and so I just sit there and like if the game's on and I'm not working, I was tweeting the entire time, like every play. Now I have so many other things to do. Like, are you getting hungry? Do you need me to start cooking for you soon?
Not quite yet.
Okay. All right, you let me know when you get hungry.
You're doing good. You're doing good. You're back on your.
Yeah, good.
You feeling good?
Yeah,
So
and
come
I.
back to life a little bit.
Well, yeah, I have been very tired, like insanely tired, for many reasons. One, just from my trip, and from jet lag. It's a 3-hour time difference, and I went there for 12 days. I didn't get back till pretty late Monday night, so it's only Saturday. I mean, and I drank for 2 days, so I drank Tuesday, Wednesday. So then I've only been sober for Thursday, Friday, no Saturday. So it's, not been an insane amount of time since I've been home. And Monday was haywire for me. I was telling you guys about that. I barely made it to the airport. That was bad. That's why I knew I was going to have to stop right away. Because it doesn't take long for me to become pretty addicted to alcohol. Because I have a very low tolerance for it. I mean, 6 hard ciders and I'm like shit faced, it's bad. And so I said, oh, let me get this 4-pack, it'd be better. I think those things were stronger, these rosé things. Oh, that didn't help me at all. That was worse. Those things were a fortune. They were $20 for 4 of these little things. They were rosé hard ciders or something. I don't know, they sell them at the Whole Foods. Rip off. But anyway, when they get you drunk, I'll tell you that much. And in that sense, it's not a rip-off. But they don't taste good. But anyways, so I drank those stupid things. But I started getting shaky in the morning. I was like, oh, this is not good. This is not good. Within just a couple days, I don't know, I don't do well with alcohol. So then on Monday, I was like, oh, I don't feel good. I gotta get myself to the airport. So I decided to drink a little, but then I drank these things in a can, these ciders in a can, and I guess those things were strong. So before I know it, I'm like, oh no, I gotta get to the airport. This is not good. Because all I wanted to do is go to sleep. And I said, oh dear. I could barely stay awake. I was walking, and I said, I gotta walk, because if I sit in my hotel room, I'm gonna fall asleep. I had a million alarms set, one for every 15 seconds, basically, to get my ass up, but still, you get worried if you pass out. So I go, oh dear. So I start walking, and then I'm falling asleep as I'm walking, and oh my goodness. So then I get back to my hotel, and I go, I just gotta pack, because it was 9 a.m. 9 a.m., and I'm drunk. 9 a.m. and I'm going to leave my hotel at 11. I go, oh, that's not enough time for me to fall asleep
It's
and
pretty
wake up.
fun being drunk in the morning.
I
though.
know, but I go, this is not enough time for me to fall asleep and wake up at this state. Like, I'm not going to wake up. So I said, oh, I better pack. So I'm packing, and I'm like, trying to stay awake packing. And, oh, dear. And, oh, this is bad. I said, oh, this was not a good plan, Joy. So then I...
Plan.
So then I...
Joy.
Yeah. So then I go, oh, this gets worse. Oh, I forget, this gets worse. So then I pack my stuff, and it's like 10:30, and I go, oh, there's just no way. There's just no way I'm going to be able to sit here for a half hour and not fall asleep in my room. So I just leave. But now I don't have a flight till like 4:30. Oh, great. Well, I couldn't just sit in my room and go fall asleep. So now I decide to get on the subway, and I have like 3 transfers. I keep falling asleep, and I'm like, oh, this is not good. Because if you miss your step off.
I have to ask in reality, because she hung out with Jake Paul too. Is your dad like an accountant or a lawyer for these guys? How the hell do you know about these people?
No, but get this. I forgot to tell you. So before, in the morning, I had all this money in my account because I got all these deposits back and stuff. And I get excited, so I like to transfer the money to the main account. But then I did that when I was drunk. Then I realized I didn't leave any money to pay for the train, the subway and then the air train. So I'm like, oh no, and Richard was not answering his phone. And I was like, oh no, I have no money. Like, why did I do that? Like, why did I send all of my money? Like, why would I even do that? Like, that's just the dumb thing to do when you're drunk. And now I'm like blowing up Richard's phone, and it's like early in the morning. Yeah, and I'm like, oh no, I don't even have any money. Why did I do that? Like I transferred it all this morning. I was like, oh, I didn't do. And then he was asleep, and then I'm like, oh no. So I finally figured out how to log in to the account myself. It was the way, because he didn't wake up, and I'm like, oh, this is just bad, Joy. This is bad. And I ended up being able to log in because, you have the passwords or whatever, and luckily it was the right one. And normally it's not on my phone because it's older and stuff and nothing's updated. But I was able to log in, and then I had to transfer back some money to myself. I'm like, I'm such an idiot. But so I was able to get the train. Oh, and then I get to the train, and I say, I have my little MTA card, and I say, oh, I need to refill this. Where's the terminals to refill it? You gotta be changing everything on me. And they're like, oh, we don't use those anymore. We don't use them anymore. They had them back in March. Like, they were using them. So they're like, no, they're these Omni cards now. It's like OMNY or something like that. So now they got these nicer cards. They're not paper anymore. They're like almost like a credit card. So that's what you use to go on the subway. So I was like out of date. Man, they update that fast. So, but anyways. So then I was able to make it to the airport. But man, I was so tired. And then I get on the plane and I fall asleep immediately because they have us sitting there on the runway for like an hour. We're waiting to take off. There's too many planes in New York. And I was like, I fell asleep. And I was in the middle. And then I wake up and I'm like almost drooling on this guy next to me. And then there's like no one next to me. And he's like, you can scoot over. She's gone. I was like, what? Like, what happened? He's like, oh, they upgraded her. I was like, how did that even happen? And I was so out of it. I was like, this is just bad. This was just a bad plan to decide to drink before a plane. Right. I've never done that before. And I won't do that again. Because you just got too much on your mind. You can't be like drunk trying to get to the airport. Oh. But actually going through security went really well because I know it's so well now. Like, that was my 7th time now going from Vegas to New York and back, but 6 times for work, and the 7th was when we lived
like
there.
2 years though. Like, I mean,
yeah.
Well, we kind of had to since COVID, really.
Mm-hmm. And so like I know exactly what to, trains to take and things like that. And I've learned the hard way some of the stuff. Actually, this trip I went the wrong way. Getting off the air train when I first got there, which was super annoying because it was super late night and I was already tired. And I just went, and it was hot actually arriving that night. I thought it was going to be chillier, but it was really hot that night. So it was like, muggy. And it gets hot sometimes in those trains. And I took the one, I had to go all the way to the end of the air train and come all the way back. The lady's like, oh no, yeah, you got on the wrong one. You got to go all the way in. And then you got to go down, downstairs. And you're going to go all the way back. I'm like, oh, fabulous. But, and Richard was actually trying to order me actually ordered me STK that night, the steak place, because I didn't get in until like, I don't think I got to my hotel until like 11:30 or midnight. And it was waiting for me. It was super sweet. But I was like, don't order it yet. I got a long ride in. Took the wrong train. So, but now this time I knew exactly. I'm like, oh, don't get on that one. Because you have to be careful sometimes if you're not paying attention when a train comes and you're like, oh, here's my train. But there's different ones, you know, and especially with the air train, I thought there was only one. Because I know that with the subway. But I thought with the air train there was only one, but there's not. There's more than one, so you got to make sure you get on the right one. Yeah, so you just learn all these things. But when I was there last time, I was like, I don't want to come back, because when I get drunk. But then as soon as I got home, I'm like, already kind of like planning my next trip. I'm like, so when am I going back to New York again? Because I do love New York. And like my whole room and our whole place is New York. Gloria's been wearing her New York shirt since I got home. I think she hasn't taken that New York shirt off. I don't know if you guys have seen her, except for she, you know, to go dancing, but like she's been wearing this red, it says like New York, it says like the Empire State or something like that. I actually got him at the airport. I didn't have much a chance to get souvenirs, which was like, just get them at the airport. So I was like, right, they actually have a good deal. They're like 2 for $20 of these great t-shirts. I got red t-shirts from the airport, the hats from the airport. They actually have really good deals at the airport, and they're very nice. So it wasn't a bad plan, and everyone's happy with their New York shirts and hats, so it worked out. I actually might do that again. The airport's actually a great place to get it. It's actually good quality, and they do the 2 for $20, so that works for me. I thought that's a great deal. $10 for a t-shirt, that's not bad when you're traveling. I don't think that's bad. They probably do that at every airport, but these ones are really nice in New York, so I was happy with it. Because, you know, they sell them for like $5 on the corners, and sometimes I'll get those, but those ones aren't nearly as nice. These are much nicer at the airport, so. But yeah, I felt bad because I almost came home with nothing, but it was a weird trip. So my phone got so messed up while I was there, it was just insane. Like, there was days that like my phone wasn't working at all. Like, I couldn't get any. Good night, Holly. Good night. Thanks for stopping in. Hope to see you next time. Get some rest before work. What was this? Oh yeah, there was days that like my phone wasn't working at all. Like, no messages were coming into me, like at all. Like, it was just like, but I would know that there was messages, but I couldn't see them, and it was so annoying. It was just like, how is this happening when I'm sitting here in New York when the messages are the way I make my business, is, you know, people texting me. So, you know, to set appointments. So it's like, it was insane. It was like sitting there was so frustrating. Oh, and I do have a sty. I keep rubbing it on accident. I need to put that cream on. But it's much better today. And I did end up putting some makeup on it last night. It wasn't the end of the world, so that was good. I think that cream that I'd been putting on all day was helpful. Richard bought that from Amazon quite a bit ago when he had a sty, and it's pretty good cream. We accomplished a lot today. I felt proud of us. Like, we went and returned all of our Amazon stuff we've been needing to return. We haven't been doing much because we haven't been feeling good. And Rich has kind of just been resting with me because, you know, he was running crazy around while I was gone, and then, you know, he doesn't get much rest. Like, I keep him up, so he's been resting with me, and then, you know, I have caused him so much stress when I'm drunk. You never know what's going to happen, but not when I got home, but I was talking like in New York, and that makes him very nervous, so he's been resting a lot too, but I did not feel like really doing like any sort of like errands other than, you know, we're just doing a little bit of shopping, basic groceries. But we finally went and returned everything we needed to return. So, you know, and we got weed today, which we haven't gotten in a while, which, you know, yeah, it saved money, but we also weren't really, you know, doing our weed. So that's partially why we've been so grumpy. We've been like, I want to get it later, you know. When you're actually coming off of addiction that are stronger, you don't really want weed. It's funny, like, but when you were only doing weed, then you like it. But like, if you're doing something like alcohol or any stronger drug, or even sugar, or even caffeine, like, weed is not the thing you want. You're like, But so today we finally got some good weed, and I think that's helping me feel a lot better. It was called like, what is it called? Tangerine flower or something like that.
Tangerine green.
No, that's not what it's called.
That's what it was called.
No. But
back in the day.
No, but what does it say on the jar? I wrote it down. No, I wrote it on the on the jar.
Here, Tangelope.
What's it called?
I'm gonna try some more of that. That's pretty good.
Tangelo flower.
I enjoyed that.
Tangelo flower. It smells amazing. Oh, it's really good. Casper's wanting love.
You know, I think we didn't have real good weed when we first came back.
That's what I said. It's been bad.
That makes a big difference.
Yeah. Oh man, Casper just wants his love.
What's Casper wanna do?
He wants his love. He's got his Superman paws out for love. Yeah. Can I give him some love? No.
Now you're doing great. Right now.
Oh no.
5 more minutes.
All right.
And then I need to have dinner anyways.
Yeah, and then we can move into there. What do you want for dinner? We have that big steak,
Oh, yes.
or we have
Some ground beef.
ground beef.
Do you have any Nathan's left?
Mhm. Yep, we got Nathan's, we got kibasi, we got ground beef, and we got steak. So you pick what you
That
want.
sounds real good. All that sounds real good.
No, you can't. You won't eat all that.
Yeah.
You'd be all mad if I made all that. Which one do you want?
Can we do a cooking stream?
Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
Which one do you want?
God, I can't decide.
I mean, you could have 2 of them, but I wouldn't pick all 4 of them.
Jeez, let's see,
How about some beef and some steak?
I was thinking the burgers and then the eggs with the Nathan's.
Okay. That'll work.
How's that sound?
That'll work. We'll do that. We'll do ginger burgers.
I'll save
today.
the steaks for Net. Net can have those for breakfast. Net likes steak every morning.
They have a ton of steak out there.
They ate that one though, right?
No, but they still have like so much.
Yeah,
You keep overloading them.
No, because one of them is short ribs. Those aren't steaks. Those are like slow cooked things.
There's a lot of stuff out there. I'm telling you, they got a lot.
The steak, there's only 2 steaks out there, but they can have those.
Yeah.
Those 2 big steaks. You're right though.
They're monsters. No, I mean you're overloading them. They're not.
they
This
probably
food's
only
going
want-
to waste. They have so much protein. They're not eating it. So much out there.
Yeah. Okay.
They've been.
Do
We've
you
been
want to do it
loading
while
them up.
for a second when we set you up? Or do you want to just roll right into cooking?
We can roll right into cooking. I'll do it afterwards because otherwise I'll be coughing for like 10 hours. I'm getting tired though. Again, as if I haven't slept a ton. But
There's Midge.
hello.
Midge wants us to go to England.
Oh, that'd be great.
Yeah.
I've never been.
Yeah. And then you can sock him in the nose in person.
Ain't that something? Look at the cuties.
I just kidding, Midge.
Oh, there he goes. He was being cute.
I have a feeling Midge would be quite the gentleman if we Bobby would go all the way to Leeds, knocked on his door and said, Midge, what the hell did you mean by that?
Oh, here he comes. Hi, Moe. There you are. I know. Richard, he's like following me around.
He's following me around too. He's really good mood.
No, he wants me. He's like, where's the love of everybody?
He's in a really good mood, you guys.
Yeah, but he wants some love. He wants some love. Here, I'll show you that 5 seconds.
Hudson Kiss is using 37. He's using my is it he or she?
Talking
Hudson Kiss is 37. He's using my music and he is going viral. That is freaking outstanding. Hell yeah. Are you kidding? With my music? Are you kidding me right now? Shit. You know, I invented the remix. Did you hear what Envy said?
What?
Wait until you guys hear what Envy said.
Look at this little guy. He comes right by my feet if I don't give him enough attention. He's like, excuse me, did you forget about me?
That's a clever angle. I like that. And then you kind of see the bunny.
Oh, sweet.
Because when it's sideways, you can't get the perspective of the bunny when you go on the
He's
side.
losing a little weight. It's hard to tell, I know, because he's a big boy, but he has lost some weight. He's not as big as he was. He's jumping around a lot more. He's eating a lot less every day, so. And like each day, he seems to kind of want less, since he's eating this. Oh, I think he wants to get the stuff out of his eyes. Ooh, earlier he had a big old gooey in his eye. We had to get it out. He gets like little gooeys in there. He's so trusting of me.
No, Husky 42 that's in the chat is an alt. He is? I don't know. Is that true? Husky 42, things been dark. Hey, Aaron. Hi, Aaron. BB, are you still here? By any chance? BB.
Sweet bunny. Yeah, I'm really thinking that I can't. Oh, this is not bad. Oh, I got it. Hey, we got it. There it is. He gets these little white crusty things, just like you know how we do when we sleep. But I always think, I bet you the bunnies outside get that, and there's no way they can help each other get that out. So it's like kind of a cool thing that even though there's some just unfortunate things of a bunny being inside, but at least he can get the crusties taken out of his eyes. Because he seems to love it. And he totally lets me do it. And sometimes it takes me a second to get it because it's hard, it's so small. And he'll just sit there and let me he knows I'm helping him. It's crazy.
He's a sweetheart, that little guy.
He's very trusting of me because I've never in any way hurt him. People try to call Animal Patrol on us, but they laugh because it's like, nah, not this bunny. One thing, he comes out to complete strangers, you know. I mean, he's a little bit, you know, when they first walk in, he might, but then he'll come out. So it's like, he's not scared of humans at all because he's never had any human be mean to him in any way. I mean, he's like treated like a little prince around here. I think he's spoiled rotten more than anything else. But yeah, so he's very trusting of humans, and he has no reason not to be because he's just in our room, so he's safe in here. He knows that, and he loves running under the bed if he feels in any way, you know, scared. Like he knows that's his little safe haven, so he feels 100% safe in this room, and he never wants to go outside. I always thought he'd want to go out. One day he got a little curious, walked up to the door, but that was it. He just kind of checked it out, and that was it. I think he feels fully safe in this room, and this is it. He knows that we're like his parents, you know. We've had him since he was 3 weeks old, so he's a little sweetie, and he's over a year now. I hope he keeps losing weight though, because I know he got too fat. He was like 10 pounds. It was crazy. All right, should I start the dinner script?
Yeah, let me help you out with that.
Yeah, why don't you go get the stuff while I pet Casper a couple minutes longer. Although probably when you come over, he'll probably dart off because when there's movement, he's very trusting. You know, but bunnies are prey, so it is very hard for them if they hear a sound. It's just in their nature to just dart.
Oh, you know what I was reading? A couple things. I was reading last night about bunnies, and when he sits there for hours down there, you say he's soaking up the love. It's like he's purring. Does he ever purr?
Oh yeah.
Does he ever grind his teeth?
Yeah, he makes all kinds of sounds. Yeah, he makes all kinds of sounds. I always feel like he's talking to me.
Okay, that is a very, very rare state for a bunny to be in. That sort of where they're so relaxed, they feel so safe like that. That's a very huge thing. And
yeah, I always feel like he's talking to me he licks me sometimes too. He licked me today. It was the first time he licked me since I got home, which I feel like he's mad at me when I drink. Because I think for one thing, I don't think he likes the smell of it. You know, it probably bothers him because you can smell alcohol on somebody. And then I think I act a little different because when I drink, he's just not happy. And then I also kind of ignore him because I'll end up passing out or something, or just kind of paying attention to drinking. And then so the last couple of days, he's just been so happy. And so today, he was really happy because today was I felt the best. And so because I've been sleeping a lot too, and he don't like that because I usually give him a lot of attention. So today he kissed me. He gave me kisses. He likes me. So sweet, really sweet when a bunny likes you actually, because they're very sweet little buddies. I had these weird, crazy dreams when I was drinking. The 2 days I was drinking here, I had this dream that Casper kept trying to bite me. And I woke up in the morning and I said, Richard, did Casper try to bite me all night? He's like, no. He just had that was a dream. And I was like, wow, that's weird. And so I felt like it was him being mad. He was mad. In my dream, that was my dream expressing that he was mad. You know, he wanted to bite me because I was neglecting him, not being right. Because animals don't like when people get intoxicated. One thing makes them scared. They don't know what's wrong with you because you're just acting weird, Nope, there he goes. He about to go. Time to go. Bunnies get busy. They got things to do. Well, I gotta go cook anyway, so you carry about your way.
Bye, Hailing Howards.
The great thing is you don't have to sit forever with a bunny. They get busy. They got things they gotta do. Whereas dogs and cats sometimes it's just like endless. I had a dog. She was a yellow lab and a German Shepherd. It was my dad's dog, but we got her when we were kids. We got her from the pound. Real sweetheart. Her name was Ginger. Funny. And if you started petting her, you could not stop. You wouldn't want to, because then she would make you feel so bad. She would nudge you for the next hour, and and you'd be like, Ginger, I don't even ever want to start petting you, because if you had never started petting her, she wouldn't bother you. But once you started petting her, it was like, oh no, you're not gonna stop. And it was would go on for so the poor thing would barely get pet, because everyone would be like, oh no, don't start petting Ginger otherwise. Because then she was big too, and she'd come and she'd bother you and try to get on your lap and stuff. Sweetest dog. But the poor thing would sit there with no one wanting to pet her just because she couldn't handle if you started petting her, stopping. It was like, Ginger, if you didn't get so greedy about the petting, you'd get pet more. But that's probably why she was so desperate for to be pet, because no one wanted to pet her. Oh, funny stuff. Okay. Let me get the food. What did we decide on? You want the Nathan's? And beef. And beef, yeah. Oh, yeah,
is that what I decided?
Yeah, steak and beef. How about just do that instead of the Nathan's? You want Nathan's? You want steak and Nathan's? And skip the beef? I'll do the beef.
Yeah, should do the steak and the...
What do you want? You want the Nathan's? Yeah, you can do the Nathan's and the steak.
No.
Yeah, I'll do that. I'll do that.
Okay, so I'm doing the what? Oh, I am doing the Nathan?
Yeah, we're going to do a bunch of things here.
Oh, yeah.
We're going to cook a bunch of stuff.
Let me bring this light over just
Yeah. Bring the light over. And then we're going to cook a bunch of stuff here in the bathroom kitchen.
La 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 la.
Put the eggs back here. We're going to do, what do you want first? The steak or the Nathan's?
Probably do the steak first. Okay. We'll do the Nathan's last. Yeah, perfect.
All
right. Do that.
Okay, I'm cooking in the bathroom. Yes. Why do other people not do this? I'm like, I can't speak. Do other people not do this? Is it weird to cook in the bathroom? I heard it was weird to eat in the bathroom. And then I said, well, I cook in the bathroom. Hey, you know what? Hailey Bieber does the same thing. Haven't you seen her thing? I feel like we've lost
a light bulb somewhere.
Like what?
Yeah, I need to get a couple more light bulbs in here.
Oh gosh, don't even show that up there. That's disgusting. That's our next project.
I cleaned it. Look, I cleaned underneath it. Look, underneath it.
Oh, good.
I cleaned
but
all
I gotta get those stupid seashell things. You did great. But I can get the seashells. Don't show them. It's gross. One of our projects. We've gotten a couple of big projects done recently here of things that were really gross. But it's tough. There's so many. Okay, so we're gonna cook this huge steak in this little pan in my bathroom. So we'll see how this goes. We're gonna use some, what did he get? Extra virgin filtered, I don't know. Unfiltered? probably. Richard likes the olive oil. I don't dislike it, but I don't like too much oil. But if I'm gonna pick an oil, I like olive oil. Okay, so we're gonna make this steak. Got these big ass steaks on sale at Smith's today. Like 2 huge ones. The ladies have the equal size one for them out there. It was like $20 for both of them. Let me get that, let that get hotter. Alright, get real hot before we pop that steak on there. Cause we gotta sear this baby. Ooh, I wonder what, maybe we'll put some ginger on it. Cause I don't have any seasonings to make a ginger steak. Let's do it. I'm about ready. I'm definitely feeling better. It's been rough. Just like, it's been rough in the sense I was so tired. Like, I just couldn't get out of bed. Like, I would get out of bed. I'm not like ever someone, when I say I won't get out of bed, I still like do all the chores and stuff. But I mean, like, I'll just like, once I do the chore, like once I eat, once I cook, I get back in bed and go and fall asleep. That's not like me normally. Normally I'm like going around all day, like, and I don't sleep much, you know. And then I'll fall asleep late night. But this was like every 2 seconds I was back in bed if I was like done doing something, you know, like if I put the clothes in the wash, then I got back in bed. And I put the clothes in the dryer, then I got back in bed. It's like constant. Okay, I'm gonna put some ginger. We don't do any seasonings anymore because it's expensive. As much as we love it, as much as it makes the food better. So we've just been doing cayenne, which we got for cheap from Amazon. It's not even organic. And then some raw ginger. I'm just using a little paring knife, and I'm just gonna cut some little pieces of this ginger on top of the steak. Like that. Give it some flavor in there. In my pan a little bit. This is a huge steak. This is going to be difficult for me. I have a tendency to undercook things. Yeah, I have a real issue with that. So while that's going, we're going to start to prepare some of this other stuff for the other thing Richard wants. And Nathan, hot dogs. So that's going to be 6 eggs. So we'll get our 6 eggs ready. Yeah. So I actually don't mind cooking in the bathroom now because it's kind of cool because in a way, like, you got the mirror and stuff, like, you don't really have that in the kitchen. And then, you know, the thing about the kitchen is, like, the one out there, it's got, the stuff drops down. So it's a real mess because, you know, when you're cooking, if it falls, this is like just on the counter, you just clean it up real easy. It's like, not too shabby, you know, it really works out. I highly recommend it to anybody that wants to. Sorry, I'm getting too stoned. I'm not used to doing very much weed since I didn't do it for like 2 weeks. Oh gosh, the first night when I did weed when I got home, I was so stoned. It's amazing. That's a good thing about weed is even if you have a high tolerance, if you just don't do it for a very short time, your tolerance goes back. Where other things, you know, I think it takes a while to build your tolerance again. Weed is like, yeah, don't do it for 2 weeks and you're like, you come home and you get so stoned. And we just got that good, what did I say, Tangelo flour. I really like the smell of that. When we got over at that Oasis, it has phenomenal terpenes. I'm a big weed connoisseur. Like, I actually, the way I can tell if I'm going to like a weed is by smelling it. And Richard's always like, are we going to like this weed? And I'm like, let me smell it. And I'm like, I don't think so. He's like, darn it. I'm like, I know. I don't think so. I can just tell immediately because it's all in the terpenes. It's not all in the THC. We used to think that. When we first started smoking weed, we thought it was all in the THC. So we would try to get the strongest weeds. Some of those are terrible. If you get like 32%, it's like just all THC and no terpenes. It's too much. Okay. I'll put these over here. Running out of room in our bathroom. Put this other thing over here. Alright. Okay. Sorry about that. This thing is just huge. We're gonna flip it pretty soon. It's a monster. This guy is gonna take forever. I think it's time to flip him now. Yeah, let's get him flipped. Can you guys see this? Are you seeing it? A little bit closer. There we go. Get this guy flipped. There we go. Get in there. Get in the pan. There we go. That's a monster steak. Is this considered a T-bone? What do they call this thing? There's a big old bone in there. I would imagine that's what this is. It looks like a big T-bone steak. I never cook T-bone steaks. I'm very good at ribeyes and New York strips. And tenderloin just. And, but I was going to say, top sirloin. Never make the ones with the bones. This is actually the first time I think I've ever made an in-bone steak. So, did you guys ever see the movie Tommy Boy? That was one of my favorite movies when I was a kid.